Hey everyone, how we doing? Unprecedented times. Just breaking my format a little bit and actually sharing with you what I've been doing with a lot of downtime. I've been super organizing and focusing back after all of this perfume stuff and just going through over 1,000 compositions, getting back to raw ingredients, raw compositions, stuff that's really blown me away over the past year. And I didn't know how quite to do this one, so I'm just focusing on Mellifluence in this one. If you guys actually liked this video and what I'm doing here, I'm just going through how he's helped me learn. This is an order I did 18 months ago and a recent order with the Attars. The 18 month ago focused on just individual ingredients that he distilled that I couldn't buy here in America from sites like Creating Perfume and the essential oil sites around. They just didn't have these dark resins available. And as soon as I got them from him, it just blew my mind of what scents could be. And it was at the beginning when I started doing fragrance reviews, and really has shifted how I do fragrance reviews forever, just smelling raw ingredients. So thought I'd go through a few with everyone, see how you guys like it. My new Attars that I have from him, I even think that I got a couple samples thrown into my order that weren't available. So if I do mention any that aren't up there, talk to him. I don't know. He said, of course, I always ask for samples when I order. You guys should too. So he's like, oh, these are a couple I've been working on. I never went back to the store to confirm or whatnot. So little caveat there for you guys. If it's not for sale, contact him. Let's get into, I'm just going to go through, I guess, Attars that I've actually worn and doing this. And then I'm just going to pull out the oils that I just been organizing all week this week, and I smelled them some this week, but I smelled literally over 100, easily 100 ingredients this week while I'm organizing. I'm like, oh, what does this smell like again? What does this smell like again? And I mean, I don't know if we want to focus on ingredients or whatnot, because I have each ingredient I bought from each place that I was really focusing on to see what the differences were. Or, I mean, I could like do a Creating Perfumes one, and I have over 100 ingredients from them. Who's the other people in America here? Perfumer's Apprentice. I probably have over 500 from them, just ingredients. So I don't know how I could break that up. I don't know if I'd want to take that on. A lot of those are aroma chemicals that I could care less about now that I know what I know. I'm going to get into this. So I brought Bill with me. I'm hunting this artist. This accidentally fell into my hands. Anybody in Portland knows who drew this. I would love to shake this guy or girl's hand who did this art. But yeah, that's our friend Bill joining us today. He's been featured on the channel a couple times. Bonus points if you can name the 2 fragrances. Maybe 3, but 2 that I know off the top of my head. So this first one is, I even was mixing stuff, so I got some blue ink kind of stuff on my finger. This is Devara, number 240. Used to be 337. This is an older one I had. I had the 337 one, and then this is the first one I went to research. So I did this research, and then I had to text him. I'm like, this is sold out already, because I didn't want to put another sold out one like the Suga Musk. And he's like, no, renamed it. And so after that, I gave up. This is what made me give up on going up there. Oh man, just you already know from the videos I do on Mellifluence, the aromatics are stunning. Menthol, just boomtastic, clean, aromatic, talk about all the time. I want notes on this. What's the menthol note on this? Actually, I've taken notes on this. A drunken tuberose cinnamon crisp clear. Oh yeah, so with some oud yakub and benzoin, this develops into a sweetened earth that reminds me of mung bean. Of those type, the sweetened bean drinks you get at Chinese and Asian restaurants, Vietnamese restaurants. The Tagetes, I really focused in on Tagetes here with this in Pink Lotus. To my knowledge, I've only had Blue Lotus, so the Pink Lotus, totally different facets of the flower, softer as it suggests. I prefer blue, but the pink done in this with the powerful Tagetes is perfect. And then you get that beautiful natural cinnamon and benzoin underneath. Oh man, that's beautiful. Beautiful cinnamon. Benzoin. Almost a floral amber oriental, if you will. That's Devara too. That's a gorgeous one. Attar. I'm gonna have to snap these up. What's next? Purple leather. This one knocked my socks off. Purple leather. Totally something Prince would wear. I mean, and I'm sure that's not what he intended, but I just remember wearing this. This was like a month ago. It's clean off the top, clean aromatics like Mellifluence does, but it sits on and the resins dry up in your skin. You get the cure feel to it, natural leather. You totally get this wet. I wouldn't even go violet. I mean, I wouldn't think of purple like violet, even though it's in there. Purple, and I read up on this. His whole thing on purple was color. That when you smell it, you actually smell or see the color purple. And once I say it and read it, of course it's there. Prince comes to mind. The Super Bowl halftime show that he did. My goodness. This is his fragrance through and through. This is a gorgeous fragrance. I'll get notes just so you guys know. It has a Laos oud in it, Orris, benzoin. It does have violet, some cedarwood, patchouli, juniper, broom, golden champaca, and some Alaskan cypress. Ambrette, cardamom, osmanthus, birch, Damascenone. It's such a gorgeous scent. The juniper comes off as aromatics that really stands out with the violet and orris playing together as aromatics also. Aromatics. Just huge blending knowledge when you wear this. This is a fun one. Wish I could have his other colors. Purple leather. Just unique. I've never smelt anything like this. I mean, if I was to score something like this, it would score easily. I haven't worn it 5 times, so I don't want to say the 90s, but it's high 80s. The first one, probably mid 80s for me. High 80s. Very good. Two good attars there. QEM's the next one. It's been about a month since I smelled any of these except the one made for his daughter, which it blew me away, so I wanted to make sure that I said it right. Man, these are hard to find. I found it. Notes are Chilli, golden champaca, Ambreine, amber, long pepper, rosewood, Karo Karounde, Pontianak oud, osmanthus, ginger, green pepper, Tagetes, eucalyptus, henna, saffron, Ruh Khus, Kalakassi Oud, patchouli, and Damascus rose. So kind of an oud and rose with tons of really, really good stuff in there. Henna I'm becoming a fan of. Yeah, this one's packed. This is a beautiful attar right here. I almost deserves its own review. They all deserve their own review. I could see this breaking a 90. Just too much to do. Too much to do on the channel. I would not, thank goodness eucalyptus was mentioned. It is creating such magic in here. I'd never pull it out as eucalyptus, but as soon as it's said and you're smelling it, it's like, oh, that's that menthol tone. Just beautiful, the character eucalyptus adds to all those ingredients. It's like, why the heck aren't these East guys doing that more? Almost don't want to say it because I want to do it myself. It just is a magical thing it's doing with familiar ingredients and just letting the attar breathe, letting all these flavors breathe in a new way, if you will. The menthol, just this brand new way of creating an aromatic with I don't know the science that the eucalyptus and the peppermints have in it, but it's, you fragrance people laugh at me now. I do need to sit down, and this is the next level of not just reviewing, but compositions, is actually knowing these compounds. But eucalyptus peppermint, they have this, and it's just one of those things that lets all these like ouds and resins and deep florals breathe even more on your skin, just creating magic to me. The Kalakassi, just that dark oud, Ruh Khus, dark Indian vetiver, amazing. All right, Lath 3, Chiang Rai Oud, Saffron, Malaysian Sandalwood. You can see why I buy so much from this guy, and I have to sample him. Same as Sultan Pasha. Just don't know what to buy. Mozambique ambergris. I don't know what that means. I don't know if wells over there smell different or not. Vanilla Absolute, Negamortha, Ylang Ylang, Nepalese green, spikenard, patchouli CO2, ambrette, sweet flag, Bulgarian lavender, saffron, ola resin, Siberian deer musk, Laos oud, cardamom absolute, nutmeg absolute, and acacia CO2. So this is just a fun thing to do, man, while we're down. And I mean, I hope you guys pull out some oils while I'm doing this video. And attars, pull out your Sultan Pashas, or whatever you guys have, or order your Mellifluences if you have them. If not, you should be getting at least sample. This is darker, way darker. You dark fellas, this is where you want to go to. You guys that like the darker juice, darker animalic tones, it's here, Oriental style. The deer musk on the dry down on this really keeps everything together. Nothing stands out until the final dry down deer musk is left. But the dry down is just beautiful on this with all the dark ingredients. That's really the ingredient that darkens this tar up. The patchouli stands out on the top of this. Just beautiful, darker fragrance from the line. You guys that are into the Insars and Eresias, this is probably where you should be checking out at, Lath 3. But he offers so much for so many people. So this is a Sia. This is what his daughter gave him some specific ingredients to make. This thing is good. So a Sia, I would say this is for the ladies. You guys that like the darker stuff, this is the opposite of that. And I totally wear this as a summer fragrance. I really actually like this a lot. The dry down, this is why I had to wear it again. The dry down, I couldn't make sense of how clean it was. Just a clean earth dry down, kind of almost. I'm gonna read the notes here. I don't see them here, but like a midi. If you guys are familiar with midi, the note of midi, attar, and whatnot, that dry baked earth over there in India, that creates that just clean fume. Kind of like that is the dry down of this. The top is just beautiful. Check out the notes here. Narcissus, which I've become familiar with. Check out my Bruno Fazzolari review. Jasmine Sandbag, Persian Rose, Frangipani Absolute, Sunflower, Orange Leaf. That's all from his daughter. Came up with those notes. This is the stuff he added to it. Copaiba, Pomowood, French Lavender Absolute, Apple Melange, Sandalwood CO2, Lindarja, Papua, Oud, Gold Ambergris Maceration, Cape Cheesewood. It's a new one for me. Blue Lotus Essential Oil. I love Blue Lotus. In love with it. I mean, it's really skyrocketing up on my sensor chart right now as far as focusing in and honing in on what it does. Blue Sumatra Oud, Green Pepper, Atlas Cedarwood, Turkish Rose, Broom Absolute, a 2013 Malaysian Oud, Savet, probably why I like it too, Manchuk Copal Resinoid. So just, where are you going to find that? This is, and it comes off clean. It's just, try to ignore those. This comes off beautiful and clean. And there's some of the florals really shining. Rose never comes out on his own. It's just a well blended attar that proud to have his daughter's name on it. I'm sure this will become a house favorite. Ladies, I mean, try to sample this one. I'm going to try to direct you there. Guys that like fresher stuff for the summer, try to sample this one. This is a hidden gem right here. A Sia from Mellifluence, the hidden gem. Trust me. I don't have any notes, so I'm going to go blind on this one. So this is his number. I'm going to go blind on this one. I don't have notes on this one. Albertine 2. So let's see. So this really comes off the overall menthol patchouli, like a patchouli bomb almost. For me, this is just a little too green, a little too much in that direction. I mean, it's prettier than a mosquito repellent. I was wearing natural patchoulis last summer for mosquito repellent plus testing patchouli. It really worked for the repellent, and it let me really get my nose on the different patchoulis from regions. So it was like win-win on both accounts. So evenings, I'd apply it up while we went out to the pool in NoCal and had fun. This reminds me of that. I don't know the notes. I have no idea. It's green from the bottle. Really smells like it looks. Patchouli. I mean, I don't think he put eucalyptus in here, but that kind of, the menthol again, I don't think it's eucalyptus. Very sharp and just of that effect for me on this one. Number 238, Negus Era 2. Saffron, smells huge of saffron. I'm guessing here, totally guessing. Beautiful aromatic. Some kind of like fruit accord in there. Is it like peach, apricot, something like that in here? In that flavor. Nothing too heavy right now. Again, I don't have notes of wearing this one, so this is just from the bottle. His you can put on and they totally transform into something different also. You get the top, but it'll dry down to something different, so keep that in mind. Yeah, just like a fruity accord on top, like an apricot, apple, saffron kind of thing. Just great aromatic, so might be one for freshy kind of thing. Number 238, Negus Era. All right, let's get into some of these oils. So I'm going to fly through them a little bit here. The video is longer, of course, when you go through this many. Green tea, I bought it a year ago. Tea was something I'm chasing. I actually have some tea tinctures. I mean, it's just straight up like your green tea at a restaurant. Very easy, but got me familiar to it. I never smelt it before. Like that. His olive absolute. I mean, think olive oil, not on steroids, but more pungent, like a green olive would be. Heavy olive oil scent. I mean, that's what olive oil is. But just maybe that's what I don't know much about absolute, how much more concentrated, but it's concentrated that. So that was cool to really puffing up, and I played with it in some oils and stuff, and it really puffs up that if you're going for that olive oil effect. Check this one out. My first benzoin. I had no clue what benzoin was before ordering this a year ago. Look how sticky this is. Check that out. It's like honey. Just sweet, yummy. Different from honey, but sweet in that area. If you're going for an amber. This is a 2002 Siam. And then I have another benzoin here. So you can see the viscosity difference, color difference. This is just, this is a benzoin styrax. I don't know if it's a melange or just how they do it, but it doesn't, no nothing at all. It's drippy. Styrax comes through very prominent over the benzoin. I'm sure if you wore it, that would evaporate and the benzoin would dry off. Guessing. His bottles, man, whatever bottles he does, these are hard to stick back in. I remember that from a year ago, those problems. My blue Cypress, I have a lot more blue Cypress now. This first guy I smelt it from was Mellifluence. This is beautiful stuff. It actually has a blue tint to it. And I'm sure you guys have smelt it. It's just a more airy forest scent than what we're used to. Very beautiful. Love blue cypress. Way more airy cypress, I guess. Oak moss, absolute. I mean, how can perfumes be without this beautiful ingredient? It's impossible. And this was right after I got this. I started the chase because IFRA last year, their big thing was oak moss they took out. So I'm like anybody that had an oak moss and it was kind of up my alley, I went and got it. Look how sticky that is. It's like a green honey. Oh man, once you smell this, there's no going back. There's no going to a synthetic once you smell something like this. It's just somehow a base, aromatic. It's a bed for so many compositions. And I don't know what the difference is here, but oh, this is a Poppin Ox Absolute from him. Oh man, look how I have to melt that down to use it. It's literally like hard candy. So I'd have to melt it down to use it. It's pretty cool. So I mean, I got familiar with Poppin Ox, oak moss, way cleaner base layer. What Poppin Ox is. Still got that little bit of earth, but clean. Okay, this one. I don't think I've smelled this on camera. Pep was doing a live stream once and I told him I had this reel and I couldn't even smell it for that. It's civet. So this is my first civet Absolute that I own. It's nasty. Pure civet right there. I had my friend smell this and his reaction was like, why? What would you even use that for? I mean, I'd have the same reaction if I didn't smell the fragrances that are so beautiful with the ingredient and see the magic that this skunk actually provides. I'd have the exact same thing. But so he gave me this. This is, he didn't know who I was on my first shipment. Anyways, Mellifluence gave me this on my order last year. I told him I was just becoming a perfumer kind of thing. And I was getting into ingredients and what he had. So he gave me this and the Poppin Ox just to smell and play with along. It was a huge order. This is only part of it that I showed. This is what I'm doing with my downtime. This is some of the funnest stuff I like to do. Give me any day with downtime and just put me in front of these fragrances and let me smell and think away. And it's awesome. What are you guys doing with your extra time? We're definitely in a different time. Definitely be at peace. This will pass. I've seen a couple people freak out myself, and it'll pass. Keep peace. Love from me and my channel. I love you guys. Thanks for viewing what I'm doing. Thanks for watching this ridiculous journey in front of the camera. And be blessed.